Hour of Devastation. From the archives, Hour of Devastation. The set where we saw the defeat of the Gatewatch at the hands of the mighty Nicol Bolas. We're talking about July 2017, and at that time we still had the two-set block, where Amonkhet was the main set and Hour of Devastation was the small expansion set. Must admit that Hour of Devastation wasn't a very popular set during that time thanks to poor value in the cards, but it had masterpieces, the Invocations, and opening these boxes it was all about finding one of these cards. Let's start opening this box. As I said, it's called From My Archives. I opened these boxes quite a long time ago. I recorded those videos. At that time my setup wasn't the best possible setup that I have today. Even my camera wasn't as good as much as the one I have today, but still the video it's quite good. The first card, Cosmo, not a very expensive card during that time. You can notice that Hour of Devastation had full art lands. During that time it became a custom that every set had full art lands until everyone was complaining and Wizard of the Coast removed them. Here we have a foil, common or uncommon. The Scorpion God, one of the mythic gods. You have three gods in this particular set, Hour of Devastation. The Scorpion God, one of them. Let's continue opening this box. There are quite a couple of good chase cards in this particular set. Here we have another foil, uncommon. Emmet Eternal, the rare card. I said that there are quite good interesting chase cards. The three gods, the Scarab God is the best one out of them. There's Locust Ghost and the Scorpion God. We have also the Nicol Bolas Planeswalker card. The Planeswalker card, Born to Dust Reckoning. Planeswalker card of Nicol Bolas. And during that time I think it was around $30. Nowadays it's quite cheaper. There's Razakhet, one of the demon that was holding the contract of Liliana. Neheb the Eternal, one of the split cards. Those cards they were quite interesting. They were very similar to the Ravnica split card, but these cards could cast the upper part. Up, here it is, here it is, here it is. We have an Invocation. I told you, these boxes, it was all about finding those beautiful border cards. A lot of people and a lot of players have compared these cards with Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't agree, they are not Yu-Gi-Oh! I must admit that they are quite difficult to read. These cards are quite difficult to read, but it's there at the bottom of this card. Here it is, Shatter Storm, destroy all artifact that they can't be regenerated. It's one of the Invocation cards. Hour of Devastation, Amonkhet, it's all about finding one of those cards. And the pull rate of those cards was 1.5 in every case, in every 6 booster boxes. I'm putting it in a sleeve so it doesn't damage, especially the border, quite sensible to nix the border. And there it is. Not a very expensive Invocation, I think it's around $25-30, but still an Invocation. Hour of Glory, it's still an Invocation. I was saying that Razakhet and Neheb the Eternal, during that time these cards they weren't that much expensive. Nowadays, because they are quite good in Commander, they are quite expensive. I think around $25-30 each. Here it is, Torment of Hellfire, the best rare card during that time in the set. I think it was around $11, $10 to $11. We have also Random Excavator, another good rare card. Here we have a land, a desert land. We have also Solemnity. I don't know if you still remember, Solemnity can go hand in hand with 9 lives. Quite interesting card, that card. I still believe that someday someone will brew a deck and will destroy a particular format thanks to Solemnity and 9 lives. Let's continue opening this box. It's quite a good box. We have also, as I said, in every pack there is a full art land. Only one mythic in this box, just only one mythic. Lives goes on. Oketra, Last Mercy. During Hour of Devastation we see Nicol Bolas coming to Amonkhet and claiming his eternal army. It's part of the story arc of Nicol Bolas and the Gatewatch, which eventually ended in War of the Spark with the defeat of Nicol Bolas. But here in Hour of Devastation we see the defeat of the Gatewatch. The Gatewatch, where all the Gatewatch was defeated. Pride Sovereign. Another cat. Let's continue opening this box. As I said, these boxes nowadays, they're becoming quite expensive. Things around $150. I think Amonkhet it's around $200. They are quite old. We're talking about 3 years ago, and by as time passes, these boxes will become more expensive. Those masterpieces, those invocations will continue to go up in price, and these boxes will continue to go up in price. Also, here's the first Planeswalker, somewhat detested. Not a very good Planeswalker. Even during that time, I think it was around $4 to $5. Now it's much cheaper. But it's a Planeswalker. And if you like to collect Planeswalkers, I have a binder with only Planeswalkers. And somewhat is one of those, that collection. Another foil uncommon. Another thing to note is that during that time, foils weren't that much common. Nowadays, with the pull rate of foil increased, with the collector booster boxes, with set booster boxes, foils became quite common and no value at all, especially if common or uncommon, and even rares. During that time, here is the Scorpion, the Scarab God. That is the most expensive mythic card you could find in Hour of Devastation. Now with multiple reprints, that card went down, but still have value. I was saying that during that time the foil pull rate was very low, and foil cards, common and uncommon, still had value. Champion of Wits, that's a very good blue card, especially it was quite played in Standard during that time. Nowadays with collector booster boxes, set booster boxes, foils don't have a lot of value. Even rares and even mythics, not very expensive. Unfortunately, they are quite cheap if you compare them during that time. During that time, a foil mythic, just a foil mythic, was quite difficult to get, very difficult to get. I think it was one in every booster case, not box, booster case. So they were quite rare to find, and they were quite expensive. We're talking, if you find a foil mythic of Solemnity, here it is, Solemnity. If you find a foil mythic, let's say of the most expensive card, Scarab God, or even Nicol Bolas, the Planeswalker, I believe during that time that card was around $60 to $80. As you can see, they were quite expensive. Nowadays, the foil version of the card has nearly the same price of the non-foil. So that's the result of increasing the foil pull rate of in boxes. Another Pride Sovereign. I said that Hours of Devastation was the small expansion set of the Amonkhet block. Amonkhet block was Amonkhet and Hour of Devastation. Therefore, it was quite common that in booster boxes you could find the same rare card. That's why we have two Pride Sovereign, and probably will find more double rares in this box. Hour of Devastation was quite a small set, and therefore, as I said, it's quite common to find double rares or even mythics in these boxes. Nowadays, as I said, things are different. All sets are major sets. There's Jeru with eyes open. All sets, they are big sets. Zendikar Rising, Ikoria, Corset, they are all big sets. So it's quite difficult to find double rares in a box. It's difficult, but not impossible. Here is Razaket, the demon, one of the demon holding contract of Liliana. Nowadays, I think it's the most expensive mythic card from this set, from Hour of Devastation. Reason being played in Commander. The Scarab God was the most expensive, but as I said, with the multiple recent reprints, the card went down in price. And that's another result of reprinting cards. The price will go down. There's Swarm Intelligence, not a very good rare card, very poor, not expensive. I believe it was not expensive during that time and even nowadays. Run up Hydra. You always have to find a Hydra in a Magic the Gathering set. Let's continue opening this box. It's a beautiful box. It's like yesterday. I'm still smelling the beauty smell of these packs being opened. Another pack. They were quite difficult to open during that time. I think the glue was much more highest quality than today. I think today they are quite easily open, these packs. There's a Nimble Obstructionist. As I said, unfortunately, our Devastation doesn't have a good reputation. During that time was considered a very bad set. White Fire Etern was considered a very bad set. Doesn't had very good cards. Nowadays, with Commander getting more popular, the format that is getting most popular with Magic the Gathering players. Swarm Intelligence foil. I believe during that time it was around $5. Nowadays, a low value card, rare card, foil, it's being sold maybe if you're lucky, $1 if you're lucky. They are quite cheap. As I said, our Devastation wasn't popular. The only reason during that time is that it had very low value cards. Torment of Hellfire was the most expensive rare card, not mythic, rare card, during that time because it was played in standard. Nowadays, Scarab God, Razaket, Invocations, it made this set popular again. Still, there are players that don't like our Devastation. Last pack, I think this is the last pack, Earthshaker Kenra. Last pack. No, there's another pack. I believe maybe this is the last pack. As I said, these are from the archives. I recorded them 3 years ago. There's a foil uncommon card. And here, the hollow one. That was the last pack. I really hope you liked this video. Here is my Invocation, my masterpiece. As I said, not a very expensive card, but I really like it. As always, subscribe to my channel for more and more interesting videos about Magic the Gathering and the collectible world.